Folks, Norm the teacher here. Today's video, I want to show you gun shooters that use scopes, a little bit about how important it is to know what the scope is zeroed at. I've made a little diagram here, and here's a rifle bore or a rifle barrel. The red line represents trajectory or bullet travel, the line of bullet travel. The blue line represents line of sight through that you're seeing through the scope. Now, this particular scope is perfectly zeroed at 100 yards, and the line of sight intersects the target and the bullseye at 100 yards. The bullet impacts the bullseye at 100 yards, so that's a perfect 100-yard zero. Okay, look what happens though if you want to use the 100-yard zero at 200 yards. This line here, this blue line here, represents line of sight to 200 yards. So I'm going to tilt the scope back, which is what you would do, to get line of sight at the 200-yard bullseye. Now, when I did that, look what it did with the barrel. It tilted the barrel upward, and now my trajectory travel, or travel of the bullet, comes out here to 200 yards, and it impacts high. At 200 yards, it hits at that point, several inches above the bullseye. Now, the same can be said for shooting at shorter distances than what this scope is zeroed for. I have a 75-yard line of fire here, or trajectory, and I have a 75-yard line of sight. So I'm going to rotate the scope downward to meet that 75-yard line of sight. And now we've got line of sight at 75 yards on the bullseye. The crosshairs are right on the bullseye. You think you're going to hit it. Slow trigger squeeze and holding your breath. Oh, it's going to be a perfect shot. Well, but here's the thing. Look what it did to the bore, the barrel. It tilted the barrel down. Now your trajectory hits right here at 75 yards. It hits low. Here's where you want it to hit. Here's where it's going to hit. And so it's a low impact at 75 yards when you're using a 100-yard zeroed scope. And this becomes more and more important the higher your scope is mounted on your rifle. I have this very exaggerated, but I have one rifle where it's very highly elevated. I custom made the mount. And so this type of stuff is very important. You have to shoot at your exact zero distance to shoot accurately.